On this week's show, I talk about what I've been up to since I've been away. I talk about what I dreamt of when I was a child and my dream job, the Jeremy Kyle bullshit, and actual bullshit is back. This is Moyes and more. Well, not and. Hello everybody and welcome back to Moyes and More Series 3, Episode 4. We've had a few weeks away, but I'm back now. And we've got a lot coming up today, including the return of bullshit. Yes, we've got a brand new challenge of bullshit. That will be later on in the programme. But let me talk to you first about why I've been away the last few weeks. I've been away because I've been writing, directing, producing, editing and presenting my own TV show. A bit like Moyes and More, but more sort of professional. Yeah, I had a celebrity interview from Ireland, things like that. I thought it went down really well. It was sort of based on This Morning and Celebrity Juice. Here is a clip of what you might expect in the show to nowhere.
What is it?
What do you think? Give it a rub.
It's a banana.
It's a banana, but what's on the banana? Why does it feel so slimy?
I don't know. It's a glue.
What do you put on banana? What do you put on bananas at school?
But I don't eat bananas. I don't want it.
Not to eat. To demonstrate something at school. What would the teacher put on a banana?
Condom.
It's a condom on a banana.
I don't want that.
You still have to keep that one. Yeah, so I thought it was really good. Like everything, I've had good reviews about it and bad reviews. A bad review was from my best mate, Charlie, and he's honest. He's always honest with me. He'll say if I do a good episode of Moyes and More, he said, yeah, I really liked that one. And then when I've been rambling on about things that no one cares about, he say, look, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be doing this because I think it suits a lot better and I think you're good at that. And he said he didn't like the show to nowhere at all because the interviews were too long. There wasn't a majority of comedy, and he said Moyes and More is a lot funny, and I said, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I have full control over Moyes and More. Moyes and More is mine. It's my sort of child, if you like. I can do whatever I want on it, however I want on it, and I don't have any sort of consequences. Whereas when I was doing this was part of a college project, so there were sort of things that I couldn't say. So on here I might make a joke that not on PC, but because it's college, all my college teachers are all PC, politically correct and lefties, I had to sort of tone it down what I'd do. And I didn't have full control about what I could do, what could be allowed and what couldn't be allowed, whereas this anything sort of goes. So I done the best I could with it. I really thought it came out really well. It was professional, and we done it in a TV studio, so I think it worked really well, but others say it don't. But that was the one bad review I've had. All the rest is good reviews, so please go and watch that. I had a brilliant team help me out, including Chantel, who was my co-presenter. I think we've done a really good job to get it off the ground from nothing. I thought it was going to be ambitious but rubbish, and in Charlie's case, it was quite rubbish. So back to story times on Moyes and More now. I'm back. I'm just going to get back into the swing of it. I'm going to talk about sort of growing up and having birthdays. I've talked about growing up quite often on Moyes and More in the previous series. But I want to talk about it today again. Because growing up, everyone had sort of dream jobs that they wanted to do. Everyone sort of all the young lads want to be, I want to be a footballer. And then all the young girls, I want to be a pop star. I want to be like the Spice Girls, because the Spice Girls were about when I was younger, believe it or not. Everyone was like, I want to be a pop star, I want to be a footballer. Do you know what I wanted to be when I was younger? My dream job when I was younger, everybody, was a postman. My dream job was a postman. And then growing up, I sort of grew up a bit and thought, do you know what? Maybe a postman isn't what I wanted to do. Because I got a job as a postman when I was about 12. I was delivering leaflets for the local shop, and I thought, nah, this is too much walking, I'm not going to be a postman. So I grew up a bit, and then my next dream job, when everyone was sort of realising that they couldn't be a footballer or a pop star, they were saying, they wanted to be a vet or a doctor. My then dream job, I wanted to be a bus driver. I loved the thought of having loads of people's lives on my bus, and I wanted to be a bus driver. And then I grew up again and it didn't really work out. And do you know what the job I have now? Do you know what job I have now? I work in a shop still. I still work in a shop. It's co-op. And someone I work with, and for legal reasons, I can't use her name. So I'm going to change her name a bit. It's Lorna Pickles. So this girl I work with called Lorna Pickles, she, I was talking to her, I said, Lorna Pickles, what was your dream job when you were a child? Because we all have dream jobs. She said, my dream job, for legal reasons she doesn't speak like that. My dream job, I wanted to work in a shop, just like this one. I said, no Lorna, that's the job you have now. When you were younger, what was the dream job? A dream job, you could be anything. What would you decide to be? I want to be a supermarket, I want to work in a shop. So I said, right, you could be anything. You could be a pop star, a porn star. You could be anything, Lorna. And you choose to work in the shop you work in now. Yes. So what's the point in that? What is the point in that? Coming from someone who wanted to be a postman and now is working in a shop. But I have dreams, I have goals. This, the show to nowhere. This is who I am. Wearing dodgy fitting shirts and jackets. A bit like Jeremy Clarkson, really. And then the other thing, when you're growing up, obviously to grow up, you have to have birthdays. Now birthdays, there's sort of no big birthdays until you're 16, where you're then allowed to have sex. But that's not really a big birthday because everyone is having sex before they're 16. So it's not really a big deal. And then the next one is 17. That's when you can drive. And that is when you actually can drive. You can't really do it before then on the road because it's illegal. And then there's 18, which is a big one because you can drink. But you've already been doing that since you're about 12, so it doesn't really matter. And then there's 21, where it's a big birthday, but no one in Britain actually knows why. In America, you can drink at 21, but in England, we make a big fuss about 21. But I don't know why, because you can't do anything at 21 that you couldn't do at 18. But the next big one is 25. And the reason why 25 is a big one, and the reason why I'm really looking forward to my 25th birthday, I'm 18 now, so I've gone through all the exciting ones, and I'm looking forward to my 25th birthday. And the reason why I'm looking forward to that is because then I will be allowed to rent a van or a car, a hire car. Because I have my own car, I drive that. But to rent a van just sounds so cool. I really want that. So you can get from this episode that I'm a very ambitious child. I wanted to be a postman and I want to rent a van. Yeah. So my next little point, it's only a little story. It's only a little story, really. I drive about a lot. I do a lot of miles, right? I go from here to the city 3 or 4 times a week to go to college. The city's about a 50-mile round trip from where I live. So I'm doing 150 miles a week just going there. And then I do other work and jobs and that, so I drive a lot more. And then you drive for fun when the weather's like this, like it is on this bank holiday weekend. So I thought I need to get more mechanically minded in case I break down. I know how to change a tyre. I know the basics, right? I'm not a woman, okay? See, that's the sort of thing I wouldn't be allowed to say in the show to nowhere because it's not politically correct and it's quite sexist. But I can change a tyre. I'm not a woman or a fridge or whatever you want to identify as. So I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll go to an AA meeting. I thought, this will sort of give me knowledge of how to fix sort of simpler things. I know how to change a tyre, but, you know, if my engine breaks down, what can I do about that? So I went to this AA meeting. And I sat down, I looked around and thought, these people really don't look like people that A, can drive, or B, want to know how to fix their car. You know, they'll get a man to do it. I was sitting there, and we were sitting in a circle. And one said, hello, you're new, who are you? I said, I didn't say this, because it wasn't my go. We were sitting in a circle, and someone said, I'm Terry, and I'm an alcoholic, and my daughter, she got hit by a bus, and at this point I was getting fed up. I put my hand up and said, excuse me, this is an AA meeting. I want to learn how to fix cars, not sob stories. If I wanted sob stories, I'd watch The X Factor. Come on, get with it. I want to know how how to fix my car. And they said, oh no sir, you're at the wrong meeting. You're at the Alcoholic Anonymous meeting. I said, oh. And that's the end of the story, really. Another quick story before we get on to bullshit. Jeremy Kyle. Now this is topical. This isn't a story from me. So Charlie, you might get a bit bored here. But, you know, the world doesn't revolve around you. Joking. Don't hate me. Jeremy Kyle got axed in our weeks away because someone committed suicide after being on there, but it wasn't their fault. It was his fault because he was a twat. He was found out to be a cheater, and he was wanted by the police and shit like that. And he committed suicide, and I just thought, fucking hell, we're not having that. We are not having that. We are going to stop Jeremy Kyle because someone's committed suicide. A very worthy person has committed suicide, you know, because if you go on Jeremy Kyle, your life is worth living, right? A very worthy person of Jeremy Kyle has committed suicide, so they discontinued it, pulled it all from YouTube and ITV Hub so that you can't watch any of it anymore. And that got me thinking, it's a shame because Jeremy Kyle was classic television, very fucking funny, but the people on it sort of make you feel better. And the people who watch it don't work, apart from like students like me, who will watch it sort of on a day off or when they're not doing anything. And that was very rarely for me. So they stopped it, and that got me thinking, it's sad and all that, but what about Love Island? And this is a very thing that people say, fucking hell, he's gone there. Love Island has had 2 or 3 contestants commit suicide in the last year. And it's coming back again next Monday. So what the fuck's all that about? So I thought, if everyone's in the same situation as me, and they're missing Jeremy Kyle, I've got some advice for you. A, get a job. B, watch Dave. There's always some good stuff on Dave. Or C, take a packed lunch to Yarmouth Seafront. You'll see all the bloody bone-idle fat women, ugly women with no teeth and had dozens of shags, I don't know how, all walking up and down the seafront all day long. Take a packed up, you'll fucking enjoy it. I think that calls for a bit of bullshit.
Bullshit.
Hello and welcome to Bullshit Series 3. Over the last 2 years on Bullshit, I have been throwing 3 darts 3 times a week at the dartboard in a bid to get 100 and 120. Challenge 1 completed with success in 2017. Challenge 2 last year in 2018 to get 120. I sort of faked me winning, which resulted in me doing a forfeit at the end. Now this year is a bit different. It's a harder challenge, which means I've got 7 weeks instead of 5, which was originally 3. I've got 7 weeks to get 140. But this time, I'm not choosing the forfeit. You guys are. It can be anything from cracking an egg on my head or jumping off a roof. Anything. It's your chance to get rid of me. Really, I will do anything for a few subscribers, literally. So, this year, 3 darts, 3 times a week, at the dartboard to get 140, 7 weeks. I've got me darts, they've got speedos on, they tell me how fast I threw the dart. So, shall we crack on? As always, there's a camera here, and a slightly more shittier camera on the dartboard. Let's crack on. So, throw 1. What a start, treble 20. Oh, bloody hell, that's gone off the board. So, that was a 20, a 60 and a 9. No jokes intended. 69 was the first score. And my stem has broken. What a great start. We'll edit this bit out. There we go, that'll do. Okay, throw 2 then. 20. Ah, shit. And another 20, that's 40. And a bounce out. It's not really going very well, is it? 60. 12. And 5, which, let me do some maths, is 60, 72, 78. So this week, I haven't succeeded. Bullshit. I'll see you next week on Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay, so there you go. Bullshit week 1 was a failure. 78 is the highest score so far, which means, let's do some maths. I've still got a fair way to go until I hit that 140. But I've got 6 more weeks, and Bullshit returns next week on Moyes and More. And that's all I've got time for this week. Thank you to all my guests. Oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong show here. I thought I was on the show to nowhere, but it appears no one fucking likes that. So here I am, stuck with Moyes and More. Thank you to everyone tuning in at home. Of course, we've got another Beatles song to me to sing out to. Another part of the show that no one really likes, but hey ho, it's tradition now. This week with Golden Slumbers and Carry That Weight, all merged into one. I'll see you next week or the week after, I don't know, on Moyes and More. Thank you very much. Toodle pip. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Golden slumbers fill your eyes. Smiles awake you when you rise. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight, carry that weight a long time. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight, carry that weight a long time. I never give you my pillow, I only send you my invitations. And in the middle of the celebrations I break down. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight, carry that weight a long time. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight, carry that weight a long time. Oh, was that it? See you next week then, or the week after, I don't know.